When people ask, is everything a conspiracy? The answer is yes.
Who and what is controlling everything and why? They practice sorcery. I can't argue against magic.
I don't know what it is that we live on, but I believe it's a realm. This realm that we live in is the lowest level of heaven, highest level of hell.
Chicken snake gods and the Anunnaki and sorcery. If Sam says the chicken snake god is running everything, I'm literally in the world of crazy. I'm winning.
You're losing. Conspiracy Social Club, aka Deep Waters.
Welcome to Conspiracy Social Club.
Welcome to Conspiracy Social Club,
AKA Deep Waters.
AKA, you gotta say AKA. AKA Highway to the Danger Zone.
Touchy subjects, because
Guys,
that's what we do. We touch on some touchy
We
subjects.
touch on the touchiest of touchy subjects.
Now we're on our
A lot of
Christian
people
cruise,
call this show touchy.
but this is Christian cruise time, right? This is
Christian cruise.
If you want to
time.
see if you want to see us get raw, keep it
Raw.
real and raw.
Raw.
You got to go to Rokfin.
Yeah, go to
Rokfin's an
Rokfin.com
app.
where
Yeah.
the raw
I
discussions.
think it's like $10 or something.
Yeah,
You
here
get
we know
everything.
it's a little more. And we're here, and dude, but on this show, we get Christian on a cruise ship, bro.
Yeah.
Singing about the Lord.
9 more minutes.
9 more minutes, dude.
9 more minutes. What's going on, buddy? How was your?
Brian, great to see you.
Great to see you, buddy.
Always a
I
pleasure.
was in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
I do. I wasn't that far away. I was in Illinois.
One of the states that the coasts, New York and LA, have disdain for, but what LA and New York don't realize is that states like Indiana are the ones that feed them. They
I agree.
Feed them. They're the farmers that feed them. Now,
Yeah.
California. feeds
That's
them
also
too.
where the Klan is from.
That is true, actually.
Yeah.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
I heard that too.
Have you ever noticed when you go somewhere, people love to brag about the worst parts? No one ever
Yeah.
brags about the great stuff.
Yeah, it might be like a source of embarrassment where they're like, yeah, actually, Kentucky is that way too.
People
Louisville.
love to talk about how much meth they're doing. That's their number one thing. Is that Christian on a cruise ship?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
Yeah. You see a lot of people in those states, though, that tend to they're not the healthiest. So they can be 37, but they look every bit of 50 because they live on slushies, Fritos, and Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing I think that really ages you is smoking and drinking.
And there's a lot of that.
Yeah. I mean, smoking's the worst.
It is.
I mean, because it's your lungs. Your lungs are your life force, and you're just killing your lungs.
My buddy, though, when they had white spots on his tongue and throat, and they had to check him for cancer because, well, he drinks like 6 men and smokes a lot of weed. And he said it was the drinking. It wasn't the smoking. It was the drinking.
Well, I mean, he could have multiple things.
Yeah.
But yeah, alcohol, it's spirits. They call it spirits for a reason.
Yeah, you ever have a
You're
friend?
letting the
You ever have a
dark arts
friend?
talk.
Yeah, you ever have a friend who's an actual tough guy, like does not give a.
Hey!
Oh, sorry. Does not
Is that
give-
Christian?
No.
Dude, what are you doing, bro?
does not care?
How come you're the one swearing on the show, not me?
Don't look all bashful.
Yeah.
You can't curse in the first 10 minutes of the...
Yeah. Stop giving us your Puss in
bleep
Boots
that
look.
out at least?
Yeah, I'll bleep it.
Can I say Puss in Boots?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop trying to give us the Puss in Boots eyes to get out of your
Sorry.
trouble. They're all seductive.
My buddy had a big operation, and before an operation, you're not supposed to eat for 12 hours because you can throw it back up
Yep.
and die. And he ate all the food, and he had literally he had to be on the operating table at 6 a.m. It was 12, and he was ordering more meatballs and another bottle of wine. And I was like, how are you doing that? You know you can die. He goes, you got to die something. And also, I don't care, dude.
I think everyone says that, and then when they're on death's door, they're like,
like,
I
"Oh,
don't
no."
want to die.
Yeah, that's true.
That's really dumb.
Right? I mean, it's
guy's
crazy.
dumb.
I just had a really great interview on my pod. My favorite thing to do is interviewing people on my podcast that are kind of early on their journey, right? And they don't have a lot of followers on anything. And
Yeah.
it's just, those are the most interesting interviews to me because they're not hawking anything. They're thankful to be there.
Fighter and the Kid did a lot of that with a lot of comics and a lot of people who later on became big.
Yeah, yeah. I enjoy it, but like I just interviewed two dudes in the middle of nowhere, and they started a podcast, and he was talking about how he was suicidal to the point he was on the edge of the cliff, and just the light hit him, and he slipped, and he caught himself. And I go, during that slip, did you think I wish I hadn't done this? He goes, 100%. And not a lot of people get that minute to catch themselves. And he said he had felt like his time travel because when he slipped and when he woke up to it, like it seemed like it was like 12-hour different time period. So it's super, like this area is way more interesting than we thought. So a lot of people, even though I don't think death is the end, a lot of people act like they're not afraid of death until death comes knocking.
That's for sure.
Clean up your affairs when the door gets knocked out.
The samurai
Yeah.
were always to meditate on the shortness of life and to have no fear of death. That was the ultimate liberation of being, to the point where when you committed seppuku, which was, harikari, ritual suicide, you did it because, you essentially knew that there was a very thin line between life and death, and the way you reached enlightenment, if you were, and became truly awake or a warrior, was that ability to kind of cross that divide very quickly. And Shogun is a great book about that, and kind of like James Clavell is not Japanese, obviously, but describes what this guy is going to do because he had dishonored his teacher, and so he asked for the right to commit seppuku.
As you're talking about that, I'm thinking about how our population or where we are today is so opposite of like the culture of the samurai. Like it couldn't be more 180, right?
Right.
And then I'm kind of thinking
it's
that
a victim
like,
mentality. It's a victim.
Well, it's also like no accountability, right? But it's also that like we're kind of getting tricked into these tiny little things are happening in this part of the world most of us aren't in or even going to visit. And they're being projected to everybody like it's this giant event going on, right? Like, so my timeline has, and I participate in this, is just flooded on Instagram with that cop who got fired for hooking up with everybody in her police department, 5 guys. And like now this is a huge story everywhere, and it's literally everywhere. But 100 years ago, even 40 years ago, no one would have ever heard of that story.
30 years ago.
Never would have heard of it.
That's right.
It would not have any impact on us, but it starts to now join this kind of
First of all, I don't know why everybody's fired. I think it's awesome.
What, like if we get into this again? Oh, dude, we got to get in. Let me know how close we're to the end of this Christian cruise.
We have 2 minutes.
Okay,
and
so
20.
we'll focus on this. First of all, her husband isn't leaving her. This is my opinion. Her
husband's into it. That's what people don't realize.
I guarantee you, he's right there coaching, running plays.
Yes, her husband is
in the corner with a headset on. We need defense. Yeah. We need more defense.
Yeah, it's 100%. Her husband is into it.
There's no and now she got fired.
What a bummer.
Yeah.
She sounds like a great
This guy's
cop.
probably so happy he's got a freak for a wife. They're happily married.
I'm glad she's taking responsibility too.
What? That she tried to make a bunch of cops feel better about their lives?
Yeah.
Huh? They're in the middle of this psychological warfare called being in law enforcement. Well, and this nice lady has come over there and just made them feel appreciated.
I have a
Is
theory.
that what I'm worried about?
Is
that what we are?
I have a theory on all of this. The truth is that now, if you see the Romeo and Juliet stars are suing Federico Zeffirelli because they did an underage nude scene, and 55 years later they're saying that they were coerced into it. And so what's happening now is that you can weaponize your regret.
Yeah.
And you can threaten and ruin somebody's career and life by saying, I said yes then, but on second thought, I'm saying no now. Yes was yes, and now I've decided with reflection and therapy that it was really a no, and therefore I need you to either pay me money or I need you to,
There's some weird stuff.
Or I need to come out about it. Now, here's the problem with that. What's going to happen is that creates.
But Bryan, I agree with what you're saying.
Well, let me just finish this. And
But
I
this
wanna hear
is a
your
different thing.
Yeah.
In my humble, this isn't a good example of what you're talking about. This is an example of the predatorial way Hollywood used to operate. In 1968, nobody gave a.
I agree with
Nobody
you.
cared about
I
anybody.
agree with you in this. I agree with you 100%.
Like this
but
guy.
all I'm
Like,
trying to say,
have you heard the story about Shirley Temple tells?
But wait, I totally agree with you, and you're 100% right that Hollywood behaved atrociously and all the way up until 2017, and I know that. I'd seen that with my own eyes. I know that. So what I'm just trying to say is that we are living in a time when your past in the wrong hands can destroy everything you've ever built. So what's going to happen now? And now, so think about being a young man now. You're in college or you're in the workforce. Anybody you hook up with in a bar, anybody you hook up with at work, even though you can have a relationship with them for 5 years, they can come back after, and I shouldn't just say guys, because it's actually happening to women now. So any human being, anybody, you can have a sexual tryst with somebody, you can have a night with somebody, you can even have a quick makeout session in a closet. And 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and 30 years later, that person can come out and give their version of those events. And if their version of those events are painting you in any kind of negative light, you can lose everything. So in my opinion, what this has now created is that sex is so dangerous. It used to be AIDS when I was growing up. Now sex is incredibly dangerous because it can incubate, and 30 years later it can explode and destroy you. So what I think is going to happen is we are ushering in a new era of Puritanism.
From the other side, though,
you're not going to see hookup.
and
culture
by the
anymore.
way,
You're not
it
gonna see any of
tends
this
to
shit.
be mostly heterosexual people.
Of course.
You never see it in the gay community,
Well, you
and
saw
that's
it
a
with Kevin
very
Spacey, who won his
but
his
Kevin
suit, you know.
Spacey was much different.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that I think that since sex is so dangerous and the younger generation has seen older people get destroyed, even 20 years later, you're not going to have hookup culture and the relationship between men and women. There is a major wedge between men and women now, because it's like men are going to be like, how the fuck do I know I can trust you?
Are we
might be
Christian?
crazy.
Are we off the cruise ship? Perfect. Go on.
And so that's interesting to me. I really want to see what the social ramifications of this. So that could be what. So there are two outcomes. One could be that we go back to being literally as puritanical as we were in the 50s or even before, where you find one woman, you marry her, and you stay there because you know it's too dangerous out there. Or because of the news cycle and because of people's mindsets and because you're able to make a living, on your own now, people will just be able to ignore whoever writes whatever because you just let it go by and then you just keep moving.
Well, it's like we had been discussing. You brought up the YouTube star. And what is his name again?
Andrew Callaghan?
Andrew Callaghan.
Andrew Callaghan, right?
No, Callaghan or something like that.
I thought it was Callaghan. What is it? He
Andrew Callaghan, Ghan. So
Callaghan.
Callaghan.
These
Andrew
Irish.
Callaghan. is his
Andrew
name?
Callaghan.
It's Andrew Callaghan.
So if you go and read these articles, because you had brought him up, and I've been a huge fan of this guy forever. Like, I love his street interviews. I think
I've not seen any of them.
I think he's inspired a whole genre, just a whole genre of people doing it. Like bass. I know Billy on the Street was doing it as well, but his style was a little different. But you see, like, this big movement. It's based on this kid, and I've always thought this kid was like the pinnacle of comedy. Like, I really did. I was like, it's so funny what he's doing, and it's like this weird kind of. It very much has this, like, it's all pacing and his ability to, like, just kind of pause in the moment and everyone gets kind of uncomfortable. It's really good, man. And so you brought it up. I didn't know who you're talking about. And one day, yesterday, I was on my Instagram and I'm watching, I'm going through my feed, and there he is. And he's saying he's taking a step back. And I'm like, what was he going through something? Then it dawns on me, that's the guy you're talking about. And I'm like, oh no, man, this kid's so funny. So I don't know what's happening. So if you Google him real quick, will you Google him real quick?
Yeah.
But I want you to go to where they present the articles, okay? I don't want to go to a specific, because I looked at the Rolling Stone article, and to me, there it is, the Rolling Stone article where you go down. This to me should scare a lot of people. Okay?
Yeah,
so now
exactly.
It's not sexual assault, it's misconduct, which is very vague, right? So then you go down a little bit, and what you'll see, go down, is the word consensual.
Yeah.
And what you'll also see, okay, is her saying, so he stopped.
Yeah. And you'll also see that.
That scares me because every article, Bryan, says the word consensual.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Every article.
That's what I'm saying. So if if
I have daughters, bro. I don't.
I have sons. I don't want them stepping into
No,
a world
100%.
It's a minefield. How do you know what's going on? You're weaponizing regret. What's going on? What was really going on there? If it was consensual, how is that person supposed to know that it was wrong? Did you not have a good time? Okay, we can't read minds. You can't read minds. But I would also say this, and I have to say this. There's also, in this case, what really got to me was that money was that this person asked him for money. This is what's on the text. Said, I went through a lot of therapy over this. And, when you get written a fat check by HBO, I hope you think about contributing to the astronomical number of therapy bills.
Which is something we've seen over and over again.
That to me is a form of extortion.
Bryan, you go back to Woody Allen. I would thought Woody Allen was dead to rights guilty.
And he wasn't.
And you watch... I've had guests on.
If you look at the evidence, it's astonishing.
She asked for what, $1 million, $3 million?
$8 million to keep her mouth shut. That was Mia Farrow. $8 million. There's never been another pattern of this ever. He had 2 investigations by the sex crimes unit. 2 completely cleared. That it's if you look at the actual fucking evidence, that you will see that this is a travesty. It's a fucking travesty.
So then you get into what?
And
what,
you should look at Mia Farrow. You should look at Mia Farrow's track record with her kids.
What?
Internet just got nuked.
Oh, we're getting too close to target. Are we still recording? Or?
Yeah, we're still recording.
Okay. So if you say the Deshaun Watson situation, right? So Deshaun Watson is like 23 at this time, I think, and he's like, I don't want to play here anymore, which is unheard of. And to get a a franchise quarterback in the NFL. Oh, is this it?
This is the...
oh, my God, dude. If HBO cuts you fat chat and you in any way feel like helping contribute to my massive amount of therapy bills, it's like... and my biggest problem... Oh, I understand why he did that, too, because he doesn't want people to contribute to her, send her money. But, this is where we're at right now. This is where we're at. And, you take the Deshaun Watson situation. So this guy says he wants to leave town. He doesn't want to play for the Houston. Houston knew he was up to stuff because they were giving him NDAs to have these women sign. So suddenly out of nowhere, okay, he says he wants to leave. Now 24 women come forward, okay? This happens after he says he doesn't want to play there anymore. There's an investigation by law enforcement. They find nothing. So what you're saying is that law enforcement is protecting a professional football player that doesn't want to play in their city anymore? Is that what you're telling me? So he doesn't play one season, gets traded to Cleveland. There's another investigation by the NFL. The NFL has a female judge do arbitration. Here's all the evidence. She rules 6 months is what, six games. People lose their mind. And she gives reason for it. And the one reason she said, lack of evidence.
That's it.
Still wasn't enough.
I know it's not.
Still wasn't enough.
That's what I'm saying. We live in a time when one person can say something and everything you've worked for is gone. You have to understand that if you think that's okay, whether you're a man or a woman, if you think that's okay, because it is also happening to women. It's not just happening to men, actually. It's actually now happening to women. If you think this is okay, just know this: you're next.
So and
you're next when the people that come to power don't like you. That's
Bryan. When I have conversations with people about what people have done, like I in my business of conspiracy podcasting, you hear about very dark shit. And when you see, and I posted this on, and there was a tag in there that I didn't know was in there, so I took it down. But there's a Shirley Temple. It's not up anymore. But there's a Shirley Temple discussion, and she is talking about when she was 12 years old. She went to go do a movie to meet with the producers. They separated her from her mother, and they had her go in the other room to meet with the composer and everything. When she walks in, he's buck naked.
What?
Yeah. He's
What?
buck naked. She can't stop laughing. She's so innocent, she can't stop laughing. He kicks her out. They kick her mom out. They get in the car. She tells her mom. Her mom goes, Shirley Temple goes, you won't believe what happened to me. She tells her. And her mom goes, you won't believe what just happened to me. And they were doing it to the mom too. That is the predatorial side of this stuff.
Those men should be shot in the fucking
Yeah,
head.
well, they're all dead. But the point is...
you and I agree. Like, predatory males like that should be fucking
like, people don't
shot.
realize when we talk about like these really dark things going on. These are like preteens. These are like kids.
Monsters out
So
there.
when I hear comedians doing like pedo jokes and they're also getting upset about racially insensitive material, I watch these guys and I go, "Oh, you do jokes about people you think you can beat up."
Yeah.
Because you don't do any jokes about anyone that you think will walk to the stage and knock you the fuck out.
Right.
But kids can't. Kids can't march against you. Kids can't rally and boycott something. They're at the mercy of the adults around them. And that's why our kids are lucky to have us.
There is no doubt that there is a portion of the population, sociopaths, psychopaths,
Yeah.
monster men,
Hurt people.
monster men out there.
But you have to be special. Listen, some of you people out there are going to have kids, and some of your kids are going to be adults. And if we sit back here and just allow a story, can you bring up that Rolling Stone? Did you figure it out?
No, I thought we moved on, but I gotta have some magazine subscriptions.
Okay.
You
But
know?
the basic story is he invites her back. They start drinking wine. He starts getting frisky. She says his mood changes, which he goes into hitting on a chick mode, right? He starts pouring wine on her tits. Consensual.
Right.
He starts hitting on her, making moves. I guess he goes and touches her vagina, which is back in the day what's called ring the doorbell, okay? That's what it used to be called. Ring the doorbell, all right? She says no. He persists. Bill Burr has a joke about it. No means no 60% of the time. Today, if no means no, you got to be willing to walk away. You got to go like the movie Heat, walk away, right? She says no. He persists. She says no. It stops. It literally says it in an article. He stopped.
Okay.
What are we doing here?
Right. Look, what are you supposed to do? So let me ask you. So are you supposed to every step of the way, literally every minute, every second, can I touch your other breast? Can I keep touching your other breast? Can I have sex? Can I keep going? Or do you want me
If
to
you're
stop?
hooking up with a chick now and she says, and ladies, you got to understand this. The game that was played, future generations, that both sides fully participate in is no longer available.
But Sam,
and when I go on the road and I talk to female friends, they're talking about how men aren't hitting on them anymore.
I know. I don't think this is women. I don't think most women disagree with you. And I don't think most women want to grow up in a world like this. I know most men don't. This is a small group of activist journalists, and I know their names. These are the group of activist journalists that write these articles. And they are just these, they have a niche and they make their money and their following by doing this specific thing. And they try to find where abuse happens, and they will do whatever they can to do this. They'll figure out whatever they have to and they'll talk to people and stuff like that. And, you know, I think Taylor Lorenz got into serious trouble for being in the DMs of 16-year-olds, trying to get them to talk about YouTubers, Mr. Beast and things like that, and other things. You know, and that's why they say that.
But
she
they
got
don't
let
go
go.
after
That's why she
everybody.
went to-
This is very weaponized. That's my problem.
But there are certain bad actors in the media that are actually not interested in anything other than
Heads on sticks.
clicks and heads on sticks. So, you know, that might be, you've got to figure out where the enemy actually is. And because I don't think most women, most reasonable people, as usual, disagree. We all want to we don't want this war between men and women. You want romance in your life. You want to be able to date. You want to be able to take chances, and it doesn't work, you move on. And sometimes your pass is going to be clumsy, and it's not going to be met well. And the woman's going, no, I'm not ready for this. Okay. And you're going to fuck up. You're going to, you're going to try to be convincing or something. And if that's misconstrued,
Yeah.
I
think this is a big issue.
It's like for me
too.
with my son, I'm going to have to say, dude, you got to look at your dick as a gun. You got to look at it as a fucking gun and keep it sheathed all the time. I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know how to I wouldn't even know how to approach a woman. I don't know, jerk off or something. What the fuck are you going to do? I don't want my son to deal with this shit.
Well, it's super interesting. Again, this is not against when something really a crime is committed.
No, obviously it's not.
Yeah.
Obviously it's not. I don't have any sympathy for those scumbags. I would
Yeah,
personally
in
take
particular,
a sword and
people
cut their
who
fucking
hurt
head
children
off.
who Hollywood
I'd cut their
seems to
heads
really
off.
ignore.
But like, so I watched that Vice.
By the way, let's
debate.
check in with Dylan. How's this conversation going for you? Uncomfortable?
No, it's cool.
We getting a little too heavy?
No, it's fine. I mean, it's an interesting state.
I
of
just feel
affairs.
really bad for that kid, and I'll tell you what his mistake was, and you saw it in that DM, taking that HBO show. And I really got to tell everybody, man, you have, Colin Cowherd says this, and I listen to him every day, and sometimes he says stuff. He's a sports talk guy, and maybe I've already said this on the show, but I'll say it again. You really have to watch when you try to be happier than happy, right? And that kid, Andrew, was crushing it on the internet. And I tell these young guys that have these humongous, hilarious videos, you don't need Hollywood. You're trying to be happier than happy. You are off the reservation. You are off the plantation. You do not need to run back. And we've seen our friends who do run back when they've gotten off the plantation, and you see it changes them.
Yep.
They're not being their true self.
Yeah, and we don't have to call being in pitch meetings, like, we don't need to equate that to the plantation, but it's total, we're on a Christian cruise, and I'm just a little freaked out right now.
Are we still on a Christian cruise?
No, but the whole
we're
thing's
getting a little too heavy.
Cruise,
all right, so let's go.
So this is too heavy for you.
Yeah,
Well, it's
heavy.
just, you said, the people ran away from the plantation. It's like hot boxes are a little bit different than Evian and pitch meetings. I'm just saying,
it's a little
people
heavy.
can get pissed off.
It's a little heavy.
We want to edit that out? Edit that out.
I watched Vice did that debate on what is masculinity, how you define masculinity.
Yeah.
And everybody was talking in social terms and
Will you
gender.
bring up that? Because I want to go back to another point. Go on.
But they never brought up, because none of them were evolutionary biologists or clinical psychologists, they never brought up the actual inherent differences between male children and female children, biological males, female children. There are certain things to masculinity that correlate with their biology. There are, like, boys and girls voluntarily separate at about the age of 6 when they play with each other across all cultures, pretty much. Boys are more interested in things, girls are more interested in people. An infant boy will look at a spinning wheel longer than will a female. The female will look at a human. There's 300 years of literature showing the absolute inherent difference in male and female brains and how they react to input and how they react to stimulus and how they react to various phenomena. And a lot of times it's diametrically opposed. And nobody ever said that. Let's just take male mammals. Let's just take the way male animals, whether they're elk or lions, behave. Are their aggression levels higher? Yes. Are they more territorial? Yes. Will they solve their differences physically? Yes. Will male kangaroos kick? Do female kangaroos not kick? Etc., etc. Will a male bull kill you if you're in its territory? Fuck yes. Will a cow? No. So there are a lot of examples where male behavior is very different than female behavior on a biological level. To say that doesn't inform an expression called masculinity, or that female biology doesn't inform an expression called femininity, and to suggest that there aren't major trend lines and metadata and a macro expression called masculinity and a macro expression called femininity worldwide, and that doesn't have something to do with how it correlates to your biology is a lie.
Well, I think that this is a good portion of the debate to bring up because they're talking about preferences. And we talked about how Griffins, we're cool with Griffin. Griffin, be Griffin. You do whatever you want, Griffin. But you have to ask these kinds of people.
Griffin is the man who dresses
non-binary.
Non-binary.
Yeah.
So is he trans?
No, he's
No,
more
just
non-binary.
non-binary.
Okay. So I want to
But
say,
you have to ask them, like, what does your utopia look like? Is it just a complete destruction
It's
of
without category.
all these imagined fictions?
No, it's
that
without
control us?
category. It's simply how you feel in the moment.
will you go to where
Let's
they
see
show us? Okay, you got something lined up. Go.
Yeah, okay.
Can we play this?
Herschel Walker's kid.
Beautiful kid.
Good looking guy.
Look at how beautiful his skin is. Jesus Christ.
Okay, look
He's
at that.
a gorgeous
He's
human
so
being.
handsome.
Right?
That's part of the dating scene. Everyone has things that they like and things that they don't like.
I feel like your preference is your preference, but at like some point I think it's like noteworthy and responsible to like understand where those preferences or like originate.
Not necessarily. I think our
Ooh,
life
I like this girl fight.
experiences, form what we really want in our dating life. And because I grew up in a broken home and I didn't have a man in the house, I want a man who gives me security and protection. I don't think me deconstructing
Ooh,
that
that's
stuff
shot
is
his
gonna
dad.
do that for me. I was missing that in my childhood, and that's what I want in a man.
I tend to diverge from like the Freudian daddy issues stuff when it comes to like what
Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, dude. I'm all about that, dude. You gotta send in a gun to take out a gun, bro. That's why, like, that was great. I had him misunderstand because he said some crazy stuff earlier. But I just want to say something. If you look at this, and I kind of talked about, but the notion that this group of people in any way represents America is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And this is Hollywood's want you to believe America is. So can you go where they show everybody real quick?
Yeah.
And
Well,
listen,
one of the leading contributors to antisocial behavior in males and violent behavior in males is fatherlessness. Do you know that? Criminal behavior in men. One of the leading factors.
there's a lot
is
going on with that,
fatherlessness.
Bryan. Like, that to me is as much men's problem and women's problem. And I do not know how you can bring a child into the world knowingly not be a part of that. And I also know that there are some scumbag dads out there. And I also know there's some moms that make the dad's life completely miserable that they'd rather not deal with the bullshit. Okay? It's been, so when we get into like, when they talk about gay marriage and stuff, right? And like how gays are going to destroy the institution of marriage. No, straights are doing a great job of it.
I agree.
And it's the government that is doing a wonderful job of destroying it by making the courts so one-sided that it's like it's literally a business risk to get married. It's a business risk at this point.
Yeah.
And like, I totally agree that, because a lot of this comes from when women weren't in the workforce. So, you have a wife, you may have some kids, she's staying at home, you want to leave her for the secretary. Now she's got no way of making money. And you're like, well, she's taking care of your kids. She should get a piece of the action. And I respect that, right?
Me too.
But we now have rules like, hey, man, if you're married to a woman for 10 years in California and you go over 10 years, you owe her X number of dollars for the rest of her life. People are like, what are we talking about
It's
here?
indefinitely. That's the term, indefinitely.
Right? So can we see the actual demographics? And Dylan, your progressive ass can jump in anytime you want and tell us
I
when
have
we're
nothing
being
in common
stupid.
with that guy. He's a very.
No, I don't even have a problem with. I don't even
have
like.
a
There's
problem.
nobody on here that I have a problem
No,
with.
me neither. Me neither.
What I have a problem with is how it's like, well, we tried to reach out to a lot of people and we can't get everybody on here. Well, you could have tried a little harder.
I'm glad Vice is doing this, though.
What?
I'm glad Vice is doing this.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I love a pinata too, okay? Yeah. I like to hit it like everybody else.
You guys don't have a problem with a guy in the 10-gallon hat who says, like, masculinity to me is three things. Calm down.
Yeah, he's
hold
very.
on, we can have a discussion about
very
that
theatrical
as well.
He's a young man who just found God.
Go
who's very
back to see if they show us the actual.
This is the part where they introduce
Okay.
Maybe we could just introduce each other to each other, and if you were to describe what it means
Okay.
to be a man or to be...
There's a shot of everybody. I need that.
Okay, yeah.
I need that shot of everybody. There it is. You got it. Right there. So let's count this right now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 black men on here. Okay. So that out of
And they make up
9. I thought it was 10. It's 9.
Just so you know, yeah, black men make up what, 12%, or black people make up 12% of the population.
Yeah, 12, 15. Yeah. They have 2 gay people on here. Gays make anywhere from 3 to 10. Yeah. More like 3.
More like 3.
Okay.
More like 3.
They have, is there a Latino on here anywhere?
Nope.
Latinos are the second largest demographic.
Yeah.
So this is how Hollywood wants you to believe America is.
Yeah.
20% of the country is gay, 40 to 50% is black, and then we throw in 2 Asians. Okay. Yeah. Right? But this isn't even close to the demographic. You have a super over-exaggerated caricature of white America with a cowboy hat, and I don't know what the guy in the pink's take is. He goes back and forth. Yeah. The guy in the cargo pants is a woke guy.
Well, he's more of a hood guy who I think
who's woke though. Woke hood.
Well, I think he's intelligent, and he came into some ideas recently that make sense for him, and so I appreciated his outlook.
I have no problems with somebody like Griffin. I think people like Griffin make the world very interesting.
Agreed. I got no problem.
But the notion that, like I said the other day,
do you not have a problem with the ideology? Because the ideology is pretty problematic.
Well, I like gender benders. I don't care
for the it doesn't bother me that there's trans or non-binary people.
No, but when he says that, I disagree with your estimation that masculinity is ethical. You don't need to be ethical necessarily as a man. When you do that, you uphold the patriarchy unknowingly, saying that opinion causes harm.
Yes, but that's a new idea. Crazy. That's an idea that came out of colleges. Whenever I hear patriarchy, I'm always like, that idea was
we don't live in a patriarchy.
Yeah.
I'll engage anybody on that.
No.
Right? 2 people commit crime, man and woman. Who gets more time? Man, every time. A woman has to almost want to assassinate the president to lose any chance of losing custody of her children.
Well, speaking of presidential assassinations, we got to watch that video on your YouTube. I mean, my God, or your Instagram.
Yeah.
See, I think the smartest guy on that panel, in my opinion, is Herschel Walker's son. That kid is smart as shit.
He's a conservative gay, which there are a lot of. The 2 Asian guys I'm fine with. And again, I don't have anything wrong with. The pink guy seems defeated from the start. You know?
Well, his dad's from Ghana, I think, or from somewhere.
The pink guy?
Yeah, so he's actually, he has the benefit of having
there's
another
pink guys,
another culture.
The white pink guy.
Oh, yeah. The black guy wearing the pink, he's got another culture to draw from, and a traditional culture, a conservative culture. But Griffin, let's talk about him. The thing about a guy like that is I think
it's them.
I like people who I like
and all
people,
the voices in his head.
I like people like that who bend different.
Yeah, they're interesting.
But my thing about it is this: a lot of times, someone like that might be trying to distinguish themselves and separate themselves and be different using accoutrement, using decoration,
croissant,
using superficial decoration.
Okay,
right?
Is he saying croissant?
Yeah, are you saying he's a
accoutrement means accoutrement means additions like decoration. Decoration.
Okay. Well, he's peacocking.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But so
he's a gay peacock.
So I see something
They're
like that.
a gay peacock.
Yeah. I see something like that, and I go,
they're gay peacock.
But I go, you're non-binary, which again was an idea given to you at the right time, where you went, oh yeah, that's a good way to. I'm having these questions. Maybe I do feel like a woman sometimes. Yeah, I'm gonna latch onto that. That's fine. And we all do that to an extent. And then he's dressed up this way. There's a theatric to it.
Which is gay
fine.
People are incredibly creative, which makes you wonder who came up with that flag.
Some gay people are creative. But yeah.
No, I mean, like, if you had to pick demographics, like who's gays, super creative, theater, plays, all that stuff.
It was also a place you were safe to express yourself.
Weird butt stuff. They're super creative, right? And you look at their flag, you're like, what happened here? What happened?
I could not stop staring at Herschel Walker's son's skin.
Yeah, I mean, like,
His
dude,
perfect skin.
Listen,
so beautiful.
he's so attractive,
And
Brian.
his
He's making you
eyes
have gay
are-
thoughts.
Bring up some pictures of him.
No,
Oh
we
my
don't
God.
need to, Brian. We have other things to talk about.
I'm
Go
super
on
down.
your homoerotic journey on
guys,
your own.
Look, let me be an old gay man and take a look at my
Brian, I can tell you're uncomfortable because you're fingering your eyeballs.
Yeah,
again.
I'm going like this. I'm going. I gotta get I'm trying to get his image out of my eyes.
Look
I'm
at
trying to
this.
stay straight. I'm trying to stay straight.
Do you know
I'm
how
married.
rare
I'm
it
married
is
to
to
a woman.
have gray blue eyes? I mean, that's stunning.
He has gray blue
Oh,
eyes.
yeah.
Bring him up. Bring him up, bro. Let me see what we got. Let me see some other pictures of him.
Okay.
I mean, I gotta
Like
see
he
this kid.
100% went after his father was a big
Oh, yeah.
reason
Is he
his
a
dad
model?
got kneecapped.
Oh, I know. Is he a model?
Looks like a model.
But he was like really like he was one of the big voices in like the pushback against the chaos of like 2016 through 2020. So I've always really liked him.
Yeah, me too.
And you know, I misread his intentions on the show, and now I'm kind of like I really like him. I support him a lot.
Me too.
And you know what? It sounds like Herschel Walker's an interesting guy. And I'm sure like when you have an athlete like that, gets a lot
Look
of
at
women.
his eyes.
Look at that. Oh, Brian, are you in love or
I
what?
mean, and looks like he's probably fairly athletic himself. Or
Oh
is he
my
very-
gosh, what a build. He talked about how important physicality is for his
Brother,
mental health. I
his
mean, my
dad
God.
was so shredded and never lifted weights.
Well, his dad's a freak.
Yeah.
His dad is the ultimate freak. 235, had world class.
Him,
Bring
Bo
up Herschel
Jackson,
Walker.
Darryl Green.
Bring up Herschel Walker shirtless. Take a look at this.
No. This isn't Brian Callen boner time. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
didn't lift
look at
lift
this.
weights either, dude.
Holy
Wasn't a weightlifter.
smokes.
That's push-ups. Yeah, you got problems with that? That's Herschel Walker.
At what age, too?
That's 55 or something.
Yeah.
50. I mean, that's what he looks like. That's what a genetic, but he also has never stopped working out. Never. And if he had gotten into MMA like when he was younger, good luck, everybody. Good fucking luck. Look at that. By the way, that's when he's, I believe, 50 years old. So,
Inspirational
any more
photos.
questions? Yeah.
Do we want to talk body still because I have a vision, or do you want a video send you, or do you want to move on?
I want to.
I want to kind of keep talking about bodies.
too.
I
All
mean,
right,
I
hold on.
love
Keep
that.
talking about bodies.
I'm going to send you something right now.
No, I mean,
Do you want to talk about body transformation? Dude, watch this, bro. Copy. I'm sending you this to you. I'm texting it to you, bro.
I thought creatine was bad for you, but I guess
Creatine?
yeah. Can we
It's
just
very good for you.
okay?
5 milligrams or grams a day.
Does it make you angry and like punch walls and stuff?
No. Creatine's-
Here
drink
we
a
go.
lot of
I
water,
just
though.
sent this to you.
Okay.
Watch this, bro. This is the craziest shit you'll ever see. You get it?
No, didn't get it yet.
Come on, man.
Well, we also, and I don't know if we should cover this on Rokfin, but Sam posted a video to Instagram which implicates the driver of John F. Kennedy's.
Yeah, bro. Did we already talk
Convertible.
about this?
No, we
Are
didn't
Are
talk
you
about
having
it.
a Brian?
Wait,
Callen
wait,
scene?
wait.
No,
Wait, I
I'm not
never heard
having
this.
senior
What?
moments.
It implicates the driver.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What did the
turns
driver
around,
do?
He
bang.
turned around, shot him in the head with a pistol.
Hey, Sam.
What, Brian?
Sam.
What,
Sam.
Brian?
Sam.
What? Oh, and then you got mad at my Challenger story, which was ridiculous.
Sam.
Well, occasionally you
The
and Rogan.
driver didn't shoot JFK.
100%.
Or
he did.
everybody would have
Yeah, he
seen it.
did. Yeah, he did, Brian.
And this is coming out now.
Yeah. Oh, wow, Brian. Can't believe that's coming out now.
So the driver was like, dude,
Yeah.
nobody saw that? Like,
Oh, yeah, because it was the film. Do you know the Zapruder film comes
he
out
was
10
surrounded
years
by all these people.
Brian came out 10
He
years
did
later.
This. He did this.
He did. No, he turned around. Bang. Electric gun.
Just that, huh?
Bang.
With an electric gun?
Yeah.
With an electric gun.
Yes, Brian,
We
with
didn't
an
have
electric gun.
We didn't have electric guns.
Brian, you didn't have electric
Sam-
guns because you were, what, in 12th grade
Wait,
when
wait,
Kennedy
wait.
got shot?
How did the electric gun work?
It's called DARPA.
Dude.
It's called the fucking government.
It shot a silenced bullet?
Yeah.
Really?
Can you find that?
Did you take it down?
No, I did. It's on my
Did
Instagram.
it get taken down by nonsense.com? Because
No.
that's a
No.
website that takes
They're
down
trying to come
nonsense.
after me, though.
I didn't get your text either.
How is that possible, Dylan? I just sent it. It's right there.
Perhaps.
Dude, I'm so fidgety all the time,
I know you are,
and I don't
but
know
what
what's
am
up with
I?
me.
Well, yeah, it's just I just don't have it. So
Hold on, Dylan. God dang
Damn
nabbit.
it, Dylan.
You can cut all this out, right?
No.
no, it's good. You know,
No, it's just
sometimes,
like-
sometimes there are lulls in podcasts.
It's not
you
talking
know?
about being
I
fidgety.
never have lulls in my podcast. Why am I offline
You know when I know
right
something's
now?
bugging
What
me
is going on with my
emotionally?
phone?
What?
You know when something's bugging me emotionally? I don't know what it is.
Why
I do
is it
this with my
saying
shoulder. Look.
SOS, my phone?
I do this with my shoulder, my left shoulder, all the time. This is
Do it.
what I'm doing.
Do it.
This is when I know I'm stressed, and I have no idea why I'd be stressed.
Because we're in a crazy time. We're going the dark energy is going through their
I get
death rattle.
PTSD from
Yeah,
certain
I
things.
think you're getting triggered right now,
I
and
get
it's because
triggered.
you haven't found God, and you've said that you're trying to.
You
find
always
God
say you're
in
trying to
other
find
times.
God, but you won't admit that.
I forget to talk to him.
Dude.
I pray every day.
Yeah, I need to do.
So I'll send it to you when I can find it. My
Okay.
phone is going through some shit. I gotta be honest with you, man. I'm really not happy with Apple products. Go down. It's down.
You should tell
Keep
Tim.
going. Keep going. There, nope. Up. There it is. Up. One more.
Ah.
There you go.
Oh, there
Bang.
we go. So sorry about that.
Open
Okay.
it. Go large with it. There we go. Brian may not be able to see it because he's got bad eyes.
In Dallas on that day, and it was plainly visible in a film withheld from the public.
Here it comes.
Now, you brought that film with you. Let's take a look at that if we can. Here's the film. Go ahead and narrate this for us, will you? Well, it took me 16 years to find this film.
16 years.
Because it has really been withheld. And what you're seeing here is the motorcade on Elm Street passing in front of the book depository building.
Will you circle around it?
Shot in the throat, and Jacqueline is pulling him toward her, trying to comfort him, and she's in shock.
Ready?
At this time, you see the driver turn around with a pistol in his left hand, firing over.
Here it goes. There it is. Bang! Did you see that, Brian?
Directly in the head.
Brian, did you see that? Brian, did you see that?
Sam, he had already been shot.
Yeah, once. But you remember, Brian? The magical bullet said, turn this thing around. We're going to Duke Boys this, and went back.
And no one else saw that after, but no one saw the driver do that, right?
They timed it out to get to a vantage point where people didn't have a vantage point. I mean, Brian, we saw it with our own eyes. What's going on with you?
Yeah, Brian, why won't you admit this?
Let me see
Okay.
that again.
All right.
Fascinating.
Well, see, this is the annoying thing with Instagram.
Oh, is it Sam's face?
I'm working on something, Brian. I'm trying to be the Mr.
She
Bean
was
of
trying to put his
Instagram.
He's trying to put his head back together.
Yeah.
Horrible, man.
Right, here we go, Brian. Here we go.
God damn.
Will you pause it?
Shot in the fucking neck.
So he's been.
So here it comes. Ready? Can you? Right there. Look at that, Brian. Right there.
Ready?
Look at that right there, Brian.
Ready, Brian?
Brian, are you ready?
Brian.
Ready? Boom. And now, no, watch it, Brian. Watch his hand. And his hand's down.
Man, that's amazing that you solved that problem.
I didn't see that. Somebody found that and put it out, and it's been talked about a lot.
The next shot wasn't enough. They had to shoot him in the head.
Yeah. Hold on, Brian. Brian, hold on. Hey,
Goosh, and then wait.
Hey,
Watch.
real
Guys,
quick.
guys, he went
real
like this.
quick.
He went
I
boosh.
need to go there. I
He
need to
shot
go
him.
there.
He shot him, and then he went like this.
Are
and
you,
he-
Brian, right now?
and he got away
Brian,
with it.
right where we are, right now.
Yeah.
Are you saying
That-
that Kenny did not get shot in the head?
I'm saying
Brian?
his driver did not shoot him in the head.
No, but you
Yes,
just said he didn't get shot in the head.
Yes, he did get shot in the head.
Okay.
got
So
shot twice.
stop. Because what you said was, get shot in the neck wasn't enough. They shot him in the head.
No,
yeah,
I mean,
Brian.
I know he got shot in the head, but what I'm saying
Brian,
is that the driver,
JFK
the driver didn't go like this, Goosh, and then go, nothing to see here, and then never got caught.
100%, Brian. 100%.
Sam, this is when you
Win and you lose all credibility. The already
This
credibility
is where
you
you
do
go
not
into
have.
crazy land. And
I'm not crazy.
And you're crazy. Right?
I'm not crazy.
But you know how crazy people are like totally normal, and then they go crazy.
No. I'm right. Dude.
No, that's a fake video.
No, it's not a
No,
fake
that's a
video,
fake
Brian.
video.
Brian, you are lost.
That video
I
is
cannot
fake.
save you.
So you really think that the
I
driver,
think multiple assassins were there and he got shot by multiple angles.
Really? And the
Yeah,
driver.
I think Kennedy driving in
Nobody
there.
jumped on the driver and got him. Nobody saw that.
No, because
Secret
everybody
Service-
there was in on it.
So the pedestrians, nobody said anything. The people who were watching.
What were the pedestrians going to do? Hey, let me say the president.
The people that were-
I'm going to go grab this guy.
the people that were watching.
You are just
the
delusional.
news. The people that were watching. Nobody saw that.
No, Brian. Brian, how long? I told you. I'm going to see if you can retain.
And that sounds like such a way to go. Now you'll turn around and shoot him in the head when you're driving, and of course you'll be arrested. But just be quiet about it. Here's an electric gun because nobody will see it.
Oh, Brian.
Nobody has eyes.
Oh, Brian. Oh, really, Brian?
the
So
worst-
Jack Ruby
It's the
somehow
worst-
gets through all the security, and Oswald is somehow wide open with security all around him, and he somehow just walks up and shoots him.
They caught him. They jumped.
No,
on
no,
him.
that's not it.
They jumped on him.
What?
They jumped on
Who
Jack,
jumped?
Jack Ruby, and he died in jail.
Yeah, but you're just telling me the guy walked up, security all around him, and bang. Is that what you're telling me?
It's happened before many times.
Sirhan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sirhan didn't even do it. A cop did it.
Hold on.
Sirhan did not shoot. Sirhan did not
He
shoot.
admitted to doing. Thank you.
What are you nuts, Jim?
Thank you. It's only on video, but it's okay. It's only on
RFK
video.
Jr. even said it's not.
It's only on video.
No, it
It's
was
only
the
on video.
cop behind him that shot him.
I see. Okay, so Sirhan didn't.
Yeah, we'll look up
Can we-
RFK shot by cop. Look it up.
because you can see it on video, right?
Brian, he didn't shoot him.
No.
No, it was the cop.
Was he using a fake gun?
Yeah, probably.
So they had Sirhan's hand. They said, "Use a fake."
He's
you-
what they call a pawn.
You use a fake,
patsy,
you use
Brian.
a fake gun, but the
Kinda
cop
like-
behind him, the cop behind him will shoot him, and nobody saw that.
Yeah,
with
no,
all
they-
those people around, nobody saw that.
Yep.
No one saw it.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
how that works. That's
Yep.
how ballistics work. And
Brian,
that's
it's
how,
called Brian. Did you know about 60 people at that Kennedy assassination died?
No, they didn't. That's
Yes,
a
they
lie.
did, Brian.
I love that.
The
Dumb
mysterious
myth.
deaths.
I
Yes,
love that dumb myth. It's
Brian,
the
what
dumbest
are you
myth.
talking about?
It's the dumbest myth.
You're the dumbest myth.
It's the dumbest myth. It's so dumb. I do think
You're
that there
the
was.
dumbest
I
myth.
think there was more to. I do think there was more to the Kennedy assassination. Oliver Stone paints a pretty interesting picture of that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like Curtis LeMay and those
Hey,
guys.
do you want to grab the bell?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What the fuck, dude?
Here we go. Let's play.
Hold on. Don't ring it yet. Don't ring it yet. Hey.
You can't ring it yet, Sam.
Oh, I thought you said it. You told me to
I
ring the
just
bell.
said get it ready.
Yeah, there we go. Go to it. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I have to. I'll get in behind this paywall here, but yeah, it's the Washington Post.
Yeah, his son.
RFK Jr. says the
his
cop
son
shot his
doesn't
dad,
believe that it was
and that cop died peacefully in.
Isn't there a video of it? Of Sirhan doing it?
Yeah.
Really, you see the shot.
Let's see.
Brian, how's it feel to be 0 for 1,000?
But Sam, the driver didn't do it.
Yes, the driver did.
And these, if he was assassinated by the CIA, they're a little better than that, aren't they?
Are they, Brian?
Don't you think?
No.
I mean, you seem to give them so much power, though. You give the CIA so much power. They even control the weather. And now you say
Yeah,
that
they do.
And now you're saying that they're this bad at assassination. Like you're not very consistent.
What are you talking about,
That
Brian?
the driver
what do you
did
mean
it?
They're this bad?
Were there better ways
it
to
came
do
out
it?
30. How long ago was Kennedy shot? Like you're just delusional, Brian.
That's a fake video, Sam.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah.
Did the Gulf of Tonkin happen?
No.
Thank you.
But Sam,
Yeah?
this is all on video.
Is it?
There's no one, even the
Brian, do
craziest
you know that
conspiracy
Zapruder
theorist
is a level 33 Freemason?
Sam,
Yeah?
are you saying Zapruder and his film are fake too?
I'm saying it's controlled.
But he had his head blown off.
Who?
Kennedy.
Yeah.
So what do you mean it's controlled?
Why don't you?
Hey.
Why don't you do your own research? Wake up.
Yeah, why don't you wake up,
Hey,
Brian? Hey,
fucking-
Brian, why did the film take 10 years to come out?
Oh, because it didn't. It's because it was never there. And that's
Oh,
a
okay. Here
fake-
we go.
That is the worst. Like you are. That
Brian,
is the blurriest
Brian,
shit I've
please
ever seen in
stop.
my life. Like
Please
that. You're like,
stop.
look at this, and you can
are
barely see
you're
it.
a meanie.
You can
You're
barely
being a
see
meanie
it.
right
But
now.
Sam, you can barely.
Why are
see
you
it.
being a meanie?
Because Sam, there's
Brian,
a movie called
Brian?
Crouching
Brian?
Tiger, Hidden Dragon, where they jump in the air and they fly and they kick.
Great
Do you know
movie.
that that's not real?
Brian, you know what you're doing right now? You're
Dude.
Andrew Callaghaning these fucking facts right now. You're molesting these facts. Okay.
Oh, take that out. We don't want to say that about him. Take that out. Take that out. Don't have that there. Poor kid.
Bryan, you're in denial.
Sam.
The good news is,
Can you not it's one thing to say Kennedy was assassinated and it was conspiracy. It's another thing to say that
Why?
that the driver turned around with a gun in front of all those people.
He shot him.
And somehow this is the
Shot
first
him.
I'm hearing of it.
Yep, shot.
Like
no,
with
no, no,
all
no,
the people,
Bryan,
with
this
all
is
the
first
people that
time
watch this, people
you
that
are
make
hearing about
careers
it.
like Oliver
Me
Stone.
and the people,
Oliver
the
Stone's
streets
done
have been
everything
talking
but
about
what?
this forever.
Oliver
Bryan.
Stone, who's made a
Bryan,
career out of
Bryan,
this,
the
who's
street.
obsessed.
Hey, listen, touch butt. From your theatrical
What is-
school,
what does Oliver
the streets
Stone
have been
say?
talking about this forever. I'm sorry I didn't make it to fucking improv class at Cambridge, okay?
do you want to see the face of true evil?
Yeah.
There we go, Bryan. Thank you.
William Greer,
Yep.
the man that killed John F. Kennedy.
Thank
Well,
you.
no, he finished the
One of
job
the guys that did. Many people hit him.
Is there any picture of him doing it there? I mean, we have a lot of good pictures. Or no? Just that video? There's only one video?
So, Bryan, let me ask you
Did
something.
Oliver Stone not look at that?
Everyone knows it was the Dulles brothers. It wasn't necessarily the driver, but he might have had a
Dulles
backup
brothers.
pistol.
It was
Curtis LeMay.
It was what?
Curtis LeMay.
Curtis LeMay? Who's that?
Oh, Curtis LeMay is a very nefarious figure in American history who led the firebombing of Tokyo and Dresden, and himself said if we had lost the war, I would have been tried as a war criminal. He was ahead. He ran the United States Air Force, right? Oversaw the dropping of the nuclear
Oh, is this
bomb.
the guy? Oh yeah, that
LeMay
guy
was
looks like a
LeMay was
scumbag.
a fucking. He was willing to kill everyone.
He almost killed Kurt Vonnegut.
Curtis LeMay was no joke.
Kurt Vonnegut?
You didn't want to fuck with that guy. Curtis
The
LeMay,
artist?
Curtis LeMay was
Yeah.
another writer.
Will you look up
He was the one.
CIA program to promote Kurt Vonnegut?
LeMay always had a cigar in his mouth.
Wait, what?
So
Kurt Vonnegut was a
I
great
think it's
writer.
Kaleidoscope
Hold
or
on,
something
hold on,
like
hold on,
that.
hold on.
Project. It's like a weird project.
Kurt Vonnegut was very into drugs, and he had a community that were in, and he wrote the electric acid Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
test.
No, that's Tom Wolfe.
Yeah,
Oh,
please
no.
stop.
Vonnegut
Please
wrote.
stop.
I read
Slaughterhouse
Yes,
Five.
Slaughterhouse Five. Great book.
So there was this, I forget the name of it, the CIA project to promote counterculture to push back against communism. Will you look that up?
I will not, because you have a heart out, and we need to talk about that behind a paywall.
Okay, I love that.
So we'll see you
Thank
guys
you.
on Rokfin.
Are we
See you
done?
on Rokfin.
Yeah, we're done. That's it.
Okay, we never got into Camel Toe Harris.
Come see me in Dania Beach, Florida.
Oh, can we do our dates,
I
please?
was
Dania
just going to
Improv.
say, do dates.
Dania Improv this weekend. Come see me.
I am going to be at the House of Comedy in Phoenix, Arizona with good friends Johnny Mitchell and Jake Gallo. Then the following week, blessings, I am going to be in Long Beach at Harvell's on the 26th with Eddie Bravo and Bakersfield at the Well on that Saturday. Come get weird.
Say hi to Eddie for me. I love him.
Follow us on Instagram.
SamTripoli.com.
Peace, guys.
Hey, yeah. Bye.
What? What?
When people ask, is everything a conspiracy? The answer is yes.
Who and what is controlling everything and why? They practice sorcery. I can't argue against magic.
I don't know what it is that we live on, but I believe it's a realm. This realm that we live in is the lowest level of heaven, highest level of hell.
Chicken snake gods and the Anunnaki and sorcery. If Sam says the chicken snake god is running everything, I'm literally in the world of crazy. I'm winning.
You're losing. Conspiracy Social Club, a.k.a. Deep Waters.